Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We are back with more. I have no idea why I almost said Deponia. Seriously. I am a little brain dead.
Nice boat.
Ship. It's called a ship.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. She is a beauty, isn't she? Did you know she won last year's Viking race?
Viking race?
It's a competition where ships from all over the world come here to race. Until last year, it was always won by a rich Japanese woman. She had this thing called a junk with fireworks sticking out of the back of it.
Isn't that cheating?
When she lit the powder on those rockets, that junk would really move.
So how did you finally beat her?
Well, luckily last year it rained just before the race. That gunpowder stuff must need to be kept dry because when she went to light her rockets, they just fizzled. The junk was just a big piece of junk after that.
So you
Does
lost...
that ship have a name?
Of course. Can you guess what it is?
Oh, just go with the absurd one.
The fire-breathing, Viking-loving, ice-destroying, blood-red dragon?
Not even close. She's called the Titanic.
Oh, that's
She used to be an
promising.
icebreaker canoe, but I converted her into a longboat.
Titanic? What kind of name is that for a boat?
I named her after the second wife of my hero, Harg the Merciless. They say old Titania, Watadotter, was quite an icebreaker herself, among other things.
Whatever, Viking Bob Ross.
Why is your ship for sale?
Well, since she won the race last year, I should be able to get a good price. But I need to sell her before she loses to that Japanese woman's junk again.
You don't think you could beat her a second time?
Not unless it rains again. Or I can get my hand on some of that gunpowder stuff. No, if I'm going to sell this ship, I have to do it before this year's Viking race.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
What color
Sell it
was your
before
ship
it's
before?
useless.
Titanium white.
Was
You're
that
doing
funny?
a really nice job.
Thank you.
How long does it take
Nice.
to paint a ship?
Well, normally it takes a day or two, not counting the prep work like sanding and sealing. But this ship has taken almost a week.
Why so long?
She's a big ship. I kept running out of paint, but I have plenty of paint now.
I'm guessing
Can
that
I have some
answers my
paint?
question.
Sure, I've got enough paint for 2 ships, but you'll need to get something to put the paint in. I only have 1 bucket.
Can I have
I'd like to
bucket?
buy that ship.
I'm not selling my ship to a slave.
Oh, you prejudiced, preconceived son of a biscuit. Oh my god.
That's discrimination. I'll report you to the Better Business Bureau.
Vikings don't have a better business bureau. We settle our differences with a battle to the blood. The first blood that touches the ground is the loser's. Care to try it?
No thanks.
Spoken like a true slave. And
think you
no
can
slave
take on a
is going to
disguise.
buy my ship.
Well, I'm not buying it for myself.
Who are you buying it for?
My mother.
I won't sell my ship to the mother of a slave.
Man, you are really prejudiced.
But I need a ship to get away from here.
Well, you could have 50 ships, and you still wouldn't be able to get away from here.
How come? I know how to steer a ship.
Well, I'll bet you can. But you wouldn't get past the reef. You see, this whole coast has some really tricky rocks around it. And the only ones who know how to get past them are the Vikings.
So you're saying that I couldn't get away from here even if I had a boat?
Yep. You'd get smashed against the reef, I'll tell you that. Why do you think we let slaves like you run free in the village?
I assumed you were very bad at planning. Anyway, so ship is dumb. 50 ships would be stupid anyway, because I could only steer one of them, and that's assuming it was a small one.
Vikings really like to chase things?
You're funny, slave.
Okay, forget about the ship. I'll find another way home from here.
I don't think you understand, slave. There's no way out of here. Unless you're a Viking.
I
Well,
have a name.
You'll
a-hole.
leave if you get sold to a slave buyer. But I don't think you'll ever return home.
I'm not gonna be bought. I'll do anything to get away, even if I have to climb over the mountains.
I'll have to tell the auctioneer. You might fetch a good price once the buyers know how funny you are. Let me explain something to you.
My own comedy
The
works
mountains
against me.
here are very steep. Even mountain goats can't climb them. We've had slaves who've tried to escape in the past, but they all come back. I guess they prefer to be sold as slaves than to die up in the mountains. No, slave. The only way to get away from here would be to fly over the mountains. And you don't seem to have wings, do you? Wings. Oh, goodness.
I'm not a slave.
Sure you are. You even smell like a slave.
That's just my deodorant.
I don't believe you. No, you're a slave. And I'm not selling my ship to you.
I'm really a Viking. I'm just pretending to be a slave.
I don't think so. No, slave. You're not buying my ship.
Want the ship, a-hole.
Where did you learn how to paint?
Well, I studied at the Bartholomeus Manure Academy of Painting.
Yeah, any moron can paint.
Do you really
a
think
ship.
I could fly over the mountains?
You're such a funny slave. Oh yes, if you had a pair of wings, I'm sure you'd be able to get away from here. Ha 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 ha.
Maybe not the detail
Have fun
work,
painting.
I always do.
but- yeah, maybe not the detail work, but anybody could paint. Ooh, horn. Horn full of paint. Anyway, anybody could paint the basic body, like he's doing right now.
What was that sound?
Ah, the slave market is about to begin. You have to go and get ready now, slave.
Are you sure? That didn't sound like the slave market horn to me.
Nice try. Come along, slave.
What, so the
I
painter
can't let
gets
them
to
sell
leave
me as a
people in?
slave. I have to get home and stop the sheriff. There has to be some way out of this.
Hurry
Yeah, I do
up!
not-
The buyers have arrived!
I did not need to see Arver without a shirt. Or the Indian chief.
Nah, I've had it with grease.
But it's free grease.
Nah, I'm having a good hair day. I wouldn't want to mess it up.
So carry the brush to maintain your hair day.
It's hair grease.
Oh, kind of figured he would find a reason not to pick up the mirror.
It's blue gunk.
Your mom's blue gunk.
I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Eat it.
Yeah, that'll really ruin my teeth. The ink tastes terrible.
Are you
Brush
ready
in the
yet?
ink in case you missed that.
Almost?
Well, hurry it up. We can't wait all day out here.
Because they're checking your teeth. They're checking your skin tone and complexion. And I know they check posture, but that's in round 2.
I bet this mirror is made of plastic too. Oops.
Man,
Guess not.
so mad I broke the mirror. Okay, moving. There we go. Here we go.
It has a very sharp edge.
Boom. Sharp piece of glass plus. Oh,
The
my
treasure of
God,
bearded
treasure.
Bart the Blasphemer. I'm going to be rich again. And another chest.
Yep, it's
Okay,
one of those.
this time there's going to be treasure inside. And
Whatever, the nesting doll.
another chest.
A chest in a chest in a chest.
I can't open it with my bare hands.
Well, I've still got a crowbar.
It's the treasure of bearded Bart the Blasphemer. Only smaller.
Yes.
Okay, this time there's going to be treasure inside.
This
The
time for
crowbar
sure.
broke. And another chest.
What? You didn't see that coming?
I should be able to open this puny thing. Finally, the treasure of... What's this? A potato and a note?
A potato.
It's a note.
A potato.
To the most beautiful of queens, I give this, our country's most prized possession. We do not know exactly what it is, but it appears to be some kind of exotic fruit. No one has ever dared taste it, as it is the only one of its kind that we have ever seen. I hope it is as sweet as it is rare. Love always, the most imperial emperor, Hakimoto.
Hey, if you come from a country with no potatoes, I guess it is a rare delicacy.
It's a surprisingly well-preserved potato.
Yeah, I'm gonna hack it up with
This would make a good stamp.
glass.
I think I feel a rash coming on.
Yes, paint plus potato stamp.
Look, they're killing me out here.
Don't
Okay,
care.
I think I'm ready.
You aren't even wearing your swimsuit yet. Quick, change into these swimming trunks and get out here. And don't forget to smile.
I won't forget.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 11th Annual Nesborg Slave Market. This year in Nesborg, we have an excellent selection of slaves to offer you. Now, you might think 3 slaves aren't many to bet on, but I guarantee you've never seen merchandise like this.
Nor
These
would you
3
want to.
slaves are the cream of the crop, the tip of the top, the absolutely positively quality assuredly best slaves you're ever going to find. This year we made it our goal to look for only the highest quality items and bring you nothing but the best. And quite frankly, these 3 slaves are it.
I think it's time to give up on Viking.
I mean, what do you say about an Indian chief from the big land in the west? Now,
Indian
show him your
first.
teeth and show off that body. Yes, well, let's see what the next slave has to offer. Just look at this healthy young fella. He's probably never been sick one day in his life. He's sure to stay healthy too, dressed for the cold in a nice warm scarf. And of course, you get that scarf for free. Show him your best smile.
And Harvard doesn't. Oh, there we go. Rather
Calm
watch
down,
Squidward
calm down.
smile.
And naturally, I've saved the best for last. Feast your eyes on this handsome young fella right over here. Oh dear. Now, I'm sure that rash is only temporary.
Ah, yes. Lash pass.
All right, slave, now show him your pearly whites. well, don't make up your minds yet. You haven't seen anything until you see these slaves in their evening gowns. All right, slaves, you can go change now.
It worked!
Evening gowns.
Now I just have to make it through the second part without being bought.
Hurry up, the buyers are getting restless.
Don't care. Why do you think I would even remotely give 2 craps in heck that the buyers that want to slave buy me
Let's see.
are...
If I
Pillow
stuff the
plus
apron
apron.
with this pillow, I think this will make a good hunchback.
Ready or not, it's time to get back out there.
I'm ready.
What do you mean you're ready? You're not
I'm
wearing
ready.
your evening gown. Here, put this on and get on stage. You've got 1 minute. And now it's time for everybody's favourite and the most important part of the auction. Slaves in evening gowns.
Slaves in evening gowns. What do I have to
Because
say about
what
that?
good is a slave without a strong back? Am I right?
I don't. Maybe someone else has something to say.
First, we have the great Indian chief. Come ahead, show him some moves. This isn't working. Well, there's still 2 more to go. All right, Scarf Boy, show him what you've got. Remember, folks, you get the scarf for free. All right, and how about the last slave with the nice firm body?
Boo!
I knew it would work. I won't be sold as a slave. Now they'll have to
Alright,
let me
Now we
go.
can move on.
well, that concludes our 11th annual slave market. Tomorrow morning, any slaves that haven't been sold, all the slaves in this case, will be sacrificed to the ancient gods by
Wait, what?
throwing them over the cliff of death.
Cliff of death?
Now, slaves, before you go, here are your certificates of participation.
They're
Wait
going
a
to
minute.
sacrifice me to the ancient gods. I really have to get out of here. If only I could fly over those mountains.
You give your gods the unwanted rejects? Really?
What's the matter?
Those slave buyers don't know a good thing when they see it. I can't believe I'm going to be thrown off a cliff.
I'm going to fly away.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Maybe it is time to become one with the spirits and join our ancestors. I just wish...
What?
I wish I hadn't run out of tobacco. Now I must prepare to join the spirits with an empty pipe.
Well, I made comments earlier about being afraid he would be accidentally or intentionally offensive, but at least they got
Bubba's
that
better
right.
bubble juice. Guaranteed to blow bigger bubbles. Ah, there's a quote from Bubba himself. I bet my butt you're gonna see some big bubbles.
But yeah, tobacco was spiritual.
What's
originally.
this?
It's a bottle of soap for your pipe.
Some of them.
You can blow bubbles with it.
Bubbles? Magic bubbles. This is even better than tobacco.
No.
I should give you something. In trade. Here, take my headdress.
But it was a gift from your mother-in-law.
I don't think she'd mind. It's a good trade. Besides, it makes my scalp itch. I guess I don't need these matches anymore. You can have those too.
Okay, thanks.
Magic bubbles.
Well, gee, why don't all tobacco addicts just solve it with bubbles?
I'm exhausted. After that grueling slave market, I haven't the strength to say a word. Not
Good.
one single word. Oh,
Then don't.
I'm just completely drained.
Okay, limited conversation with Arver is a good conversation with Arver.
I can't. It's attached to the wall.
Okay, I don't know why, but the first time I was in here, I thought I was in the hold of a slave ship. I don't know why. The walls are clearly rock when I look at them.
I don't want to mess my hair.
Man, you're prissy about
Now
your hair.
that's what I call having a feather in your cap. Thank you for participating in the Village Names 11th Annual Viking Slave Market. However, you have been found to be unfit for auction and are therefore condemned to be thrown off the mountain name Cliff in honor of name of God or religious festival. Have a nice flight.
Well, at least they're official about it. I got my certificate. Alright. Where am I going? What am I doing? When am I doing it? Why? I am confused and a little frightened. But I've got my matches, so I know at least one thing to do that I could not do before. There we go. Suck firecrackers, a-holes.
I guess that's
Bada
one
bing,
way to
bada bing,
settle
bada
a
boom.
dispute.
That's one way to settle a dispute indeed. Please note, this channel does not advocate settling of arguments and disputes with firecrackers.
Ticket, please.
Okay,
I thought
bye.
I
you'd have
don't
something to
sell
say.
tickets. You'll have to buy them somewhere else.
Oh, shut up. I thought he'd have something to say now that there's no more fighters. Man, I've got a ticket right here.
The 9th
jerkface.
Annual Viking Slave Market. Admit 1.
Although the slave market is over, and that was the 11th.
Ticket, please.
That is my ticket.
I'm sorry, that's an old ticket. It says 9th Annual Viking Slave Market. It's the 11th Annual Viking Slave Market this year.
Well, I have the means to deal with that. But I don't remember exactly what comes next and if it's long and complicated or not, and I'm more or less out of time. So I'm just
I don't
going to
think
go
that
ahead
would
and
work.
call it here. And say thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, or, you know, anything above. Favorite. But you know what? You don't have to. I'm not the boss of you. I don't tell you what to do. Good night and have a good one.